Bull markets don't end without a frenzy or a FOMO, right? Like that's how they end. And some people are like, oh, 64,000 earlier this year. That was a frenzy. That was a FOMO. That was nothing. If you were around in any of the prior bull markets, that was nothing compared to what is likely to happen.
You know what my indicator is going to be?
What?
When we're near the top is when my barber starts asking about it. That's in 2017. That was right around when it started happening. When we got around 18, barbers were like, hey, what's going on with that Bitcoin stuff?
I like the indicator of what I call the resurrection.
Yeah.
And you know what the resurrection is? It's when all of a sudden people you haven't talked to in a decade start texting you being like, yo, I heard you're into this crypto stuff. What should I buy?
Yeah.
I'm not going to call out the people who it was in 2017, but there was people who were literally texting me and I was like, I hope that I'm wrong, but I don't think you know a single thing about investing. And you're asking me if you should buy XYZ shitcoin. Right. Yeah. And I was like, this is not going to end well. So we haven't gotten anywhere close to that. Right. There's still people who think that Bitcoin's going to $20,000. Right. Yeah. So like when we see the true frenzy, the true FOMO, that's when you're going to know we're getting closer and closer to the top. Right, John?
Yeah. Bitcoin transparency is dope.
Like
Simple
that?
as that. In hypebeast terms, it's awesome. Right.
Hypebeast terms.
Hypebeast terms.
What is hypebeast terms?
I don't even know.
Culture. he means culture.
And
Culture appropriate terms.
All right, it's dope.
It's awesome. Yeah, and seeing these whales even put some coins back on the exchanges isn't surprising to me, right? As price goes up, these people are long-term holders, but they're selling off a portion of their allocation towards Bitcoin, which is natural, I think, right? As price goes up, they want to take some profits and kind of play with house money almost a little bit. But I'm not surprised, and I'm still bullish on Bitcoin.
People want to know what's in your coffee and whether you came from the Supreme store to the show. Polina, what do you think?
Wait, I had a question. Oh yeah, do you remember that one time that we were in an Uber and the Uber driver was checking the Doge
That
price?
was in March.
That was in March.
I think I told this story on here before.
Have you?
We got in an Uber and literally at the stop signs and the red lights in New York, the driver kept switching from the Uber app, switching to his Robinhood account, and he was checking the Dogecoin price. And I literally said to him, because he did like one time, they did another, and I couldn't see what he was checking. I was like, hey man, what is that? And he was like, a Dogecoin, never heard of it? And I was like, nah, what's that? And he was like, some coin that always goes up, or like, so whatever he said. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, like the barber story, it's not because he was a barber, right? Like you can be a barber and be great at investing, but he never wanted to talk to me about anything other than movies or whatever, right? Like sports or whatever it was. And all of a sudden he's asking about all these X, Y, and Z coins. And I'm like, all right, this isn't good. This isn't a good indicator.
Hand.
Yeah.
So I have a fun fact.
Okay.
So do you know that? Okay. So do you know what? Okay. So, so a whale, right? Did you know that there's a humpback whale?
Like in real life or in Bitcoin?
In Bitcoin.
No, what is that?
It says 5,000 BTC or more.
All right.
And then under a whale, there's shark, dolphin, fish, octopus, crab, and shrimp.
What's a shrimp?
Less than 1 BTC.
All right, I'm a shrimp. Perfect. I mean, look, if you think about, you can call them whatever you want. You could have all the animals. You can go to the zoo, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you could see on chain who owns what. And it is one of the most transparent systems, which obviously brings a ton of value to the system.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
What do you think?
The grin on your face scares me.
Because I don't know if you want to answer it or not, but what is the ultimate price of Bitcoin? Like 10, 15 years? Like if I'm just chilling in, 20, 50 years from now, I still got my Bitcoin, all this stuff. What's the price? Like what is the ultimatum here? What is the end goal? The end appreciation price that we get to?
Bitcoin at some point will be worth millions, if not tens of millions of dollars. But eventually what happens is you stop pricing goods in dollars and it eventually be priced in Bitcoin. So you won't have to think about a US dollar exchange price of Bitcoin. Yeah. It'll just be, I have one Bitcoin, which is 100 million Satoshis, and John's selling that hat for 50 Satoshis. So I know that I can just buy the hat for 50 Satoshis. I don't think about an exchange price.
Does the stock market get priced in Satoshis and Bitcoin?
If we price the stock market in Bitcoin, everything is down. That is why Bitcoin is the apex predator of financial markets. Any asset that you put against Bitcoin over a long period of time, Bitcoin absolutely destroys it. And so if you denominate a financial asset in Bitcoin, Bitcoin ends up being the better asset. And so what you get is just price dropping. Put it against dollars. The dollar has crashed against Bitcoin. Put it at gold. Gold literally is falling off a cliff against Bitcoin. Stocks falling off a cliff against Bitcoin. Oil, lumber, whatever. Pick your financial asset. Every single one is down against Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the best performing asset over the last decade. And so when you start to think about how does that end, you eventually continue to get that rise. And what people start to realize is, wait a second, I'm not going to think about one Bitcoin equals $5 million and then I should go buy something. Instead, what they're going to think about is, okay, how much of my Bitcoin do you want for this, right? I tweeted it today. The number one thing I did from a financial perspective was a couple of years ago, I started to denominate my life in Bitcoin. And what I mean by that is I said to myself, okay, here's how much Bitcoin I have. Here's the Bitcoin I get on an income basis. I didn't denominate it in dollars. It was here's what the Bitcoin was on a monthly basis. Here's what my expenses are denominated in Bitcoin. And then that allows me to save in Bitcoin. And when I started to do that, what it made me realize was, wait a minute, rather than go buy that expensive dinner or go buy that thing that I don't need, if I instead keep that Bitcoin, it's likely to be worth more in the future, a lot more in the future. I'm a young guy. Let's say that I've got 50 years, right, to live. How much more is Bitcoin going to be worth 50 years from now than today? A lot more, in my opinion. And so it stopped me from spending money on dumb stuff and instead got me to focus on it, right? There's a website that I'm going to pull up real quick. And I'm just going to read a couple of these out because this is incredible. There's a guy who, I can't even believe that I'm going to do this right now and give people free distribution. There's a website that somebody created.
You plug in things you bought?
No, it's even better than that. He has things already plugged in. Let me see if I can find it real quick. His name is Raul, I think. Hold on. Sorry. Smash the like button while I'm looking for this real quick. If we don't get to 1.5K likes, we're not giving out free merch. We've got 2 winners from yesterday.
It's called bitcoinorstupidshit.com?
Yeah, Bitcoin or Stupid Shit. Here's how it works. Yeah. Bitcoinorshit.com. Shout out to who made this.
No way.
Raun Fora.
Guess what the first one I pulled up is?
What?
A Roku stick.
All right, hold on. Before you read it, here's how it works.
This is so fun.
You click a button, and when you click the button, it says if you bought Bitcoin, instead of a fucking shake weight, which the shake weight in July 1st of 2009 was $29. That's its release date. If instead of buying the shake weight the day that it was released, you'd have $14 million in Bitcoin today.
Oh my God, how did it know?
If you bought Bitcoin instead of an iPhone 5 when it was released on September 20th, 2013, you'd have $283,000 in Bitcoin instead of buying the iPhone. If you bought Bitcoin instead of Toy Story 3 DVD in 2010 when it was released, you would have, instead of the $10.99 DVD, you would have $10 million, $640,000 worth of Bitcoin. Toy Story 3 DVD. There's a bunch of fools that went and bought the $10.99 DVD in June of 2010. They probably didn't know about Bitcoin, but if you did and you had bought Bitcoin, you'd have $10 million today instead. Pretty incredible. Last one. Kanye, shout out, Thursday night, Soldier Field, see ya, building his own house on the stadium floor. If you had bought Bitcoin instead of Yeezy 350s on their release date in June of 2015, they were $399. If you had bought Bitcoin that day instead of the Yeezys, you'd have $77,000 today. So Bitcoin continues to appreciate while the goods of the physical world continue to depreciate. Which one did you see, Polina?
The Kylie lip kit that I am wearing right now. Okay, so
damn, how much Bitcoin will we have instead?
16,000. Wait, oh wait, sorry. No. 16,000 fiat dollars. You'd have 0.33 Bitcoin. But do you know how much our Instant Pot would have given us?
Do I want to know?
476 Bitcoin.
476 Bitcoin or
That's what
dollars?
it said.
when it came out.
When it came out. Yeah, when it came out.
So yeah, $23 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty
better-
Y'all better be making
I
some
better
fire
use
food
it.
in there.
Yeah.
He's a
I
good
better
person
start
on the
using it.
Instabot.
Damn, y'all gotta make me depressed in here before we even get the day started. What's up, guys? Bang, bang. Thanks so much for watching the Best Business Show today. If we're gonna be the best business show, we obviously need the best partner. That's why the exclusive sponsor of the Best Business Show is SoFi. They're an all-in-one platform that allows you to invest in all kinds of different assets, including stocks, ETFs, crypto, IPOs, and they even have an automated investing function, if that's your thing. So before we start getting after it again, make sure that you go download SoFi, you get an invest account, and when you make your first crypto trade, regardless of what you buy, they'll give you $10 in Bitcoin for free. It's that simple. Head on over to SoFi.com/pomp to get started today. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope that you come back and watch more of the Best Business Show tomorrow.